Welcome to the Hawley Area Community Show. I'm your host, Jody, and I'm here with Mr. Jim Bortnam, who is the owner of the Garrick Theater, what we know as the Garrick Theater.
Yes.
But this certainly is a new and improved Garrick Theater. We were here last winter, and it has changed dramatically, so welcome to the show. We can't wait to hear about it.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I would like you to tell us what inspired you to take on this project.
The original discussion started when I found out the city was going to tear it down. And they decided they were going to tear it down and make it into a parking lot. We had lots of discussions back and forth and came to an agreement where I bought the building under the condition I put a roof on it. And I did that, in fact, I think it's 10 years ago. I then got busy with my business, and I didn't do anything with it until about almost 2 years ago, and we decided time to go to work on it. A friend of mine, Rick, you met up in the hallway. He and I have sailed together for years, and he retired. We decided to go to work on it. Spent most of the time cleaning and taking trash out, and the last year has been building it back up. And as we started getting built up and happening, more and more interest for people who are looking at it and stopping in, and now we get probably anywhere from 3, 4, 5, up to 10 people a day stopping in.
I know that many of the natives and even people who have moved to Hawley have so much curiosity about it. They remember going to movies here, and I think the theater closed in the 80s, am I right?
I think about 90 or 91, we see receipts we found in here about that date.
Okay.
Yeah. But most people that are local that walk in have a story. They remember something about it. It may not be an important story, but to them it is.
Yeah.
And they've got a story.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably the fun part. And we had a visitor yesterday. Roy Wicker walked in.
Oh, yeah.
Which was neat.
Yeah, I bet.
And he's got stories.
I'll bet.
Plus, today I think we've probably had maybe a half a dozen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's such a wonderful thing that you're doing for the community. I know that it's taken a lot of resources on your part, certainly a lot of time, but there's a gleam in your eye when you talk about the place. And I'm just wondering, when you first decided to purchase it, did you have a concept in mind, or has that evolved as you've worked on the project?
I would say a little of each. At that time when I bought it, my goal was to save it. And once that got established and I got back to going to work on it, when we started working on it, at that point I knew how I wanted to look. I wanted to be an old style vaudeville theater without really ornate, but neat as an old theater, and that's kind of the look we're looking for.
So that's kind of the vibe. I know we're standing in front of the stage behind us.
Yes.
And you have some original things that you found, such as lights, and what are some other things?
We found some of the lighting original, and if you look and you go out in the lobby, you'll find we found there's a clock up there that's original. We found a whole packet of old movie posters, and they're put away. We found original blueprints from 1948 when it was remodeled, which they didn't follow very well. Outside that, it's more or less construction unique things, like finding the balcony underneath that was still there, the floor for it. And then from that point on, we kind of modified it to the point of no more seating, but tables and chair type seating. So
there won't be theater chairs. There will be tables. It will be something functional for a lot of different...
Right, or you can line chairs up and use them. We'll use something that, because it's we have a very nice theater in town already at the school, and I didn't want to compete with that. But I'm looking for activities of any kind, which most of the time nowadays involves potential catering or something involved, and there's not a problem to have catering done, and then use tables and chairs. And we had a group from Fargo stop down a week or so ago that brought their instruments and sat and played and see what they thought about it.
Oh, so that was your first event here?
Yeah, so
wonderful.
So I think it's going to be surprisingly active.
I bet it is. We're going to take a little break, and I'd like to talk more about your thoughts about what sort of activities that could be held here. So we'll be right back. And we're back with Jim Bortnam at the Garrick Theater in Hawley, Minnesota, having some fun talking about all the big dreams and plans for this building that I can't believe what it looks like. I just absolutely love the balcony. But we were talking about the fact that you would like a real old style feel. But I'm wondering about today's technology, what sort of things you're looking at for events you may have here.
We feel that along with our events, we're also looking at somebody who wants to potentially use it for some kind of convention work. So it's going to have, it's wired for internet, and it's wired for, we're going to have video projection, and we're doing some video camera work that's going to be unique in the building. It's hard to explain just yet, but it's coming. We're going to have some cameras internally, and we've got some interesting lighting that's going to go in the ceiling that's not here yet. You'll have to come back.
I will yeah.
So, and it's going to be aimed towards, I don't know, anniversaries, wedding reception, anything you want that'll fit. And I think we'll probably be able to accommodate maybe, guessing, 150 people at the most.
Wow.
The first floor down there will not be finished. That'll be kept as a dance floor.
Oh, wonderful.
These two floors will be, these two will be carpeted. So. Yes.
Wow, wonderful. So I could even see a wedding taking place here.
And that's the reason for the stairway with the landing.
Oh, so the stairway will go between that area right there.
And have a landing partway down with the rest of it around it.
Oh, I can just see it. And then you have two, now there were apartments here in the past, right? On the upper level?
There was one apartment, it was a 2-bedroom apartment with a bath and a half and a full apartment. But that was built right on top of the old balcony. So when we tore the ceiling out and found the old balcony was still structurally there with the design of the original balcony, at that point we decided to tear the apartment out, which probably took us another 3 or 4 months that we didn't plan on. But it made the whole building look like a theater.
Yeah,
so,
I would agree. Yeah, I really love how majestic it's starting to look. Different from the old Garrick Theater, but and I like what you've done with this is a lot of concrete here.
Yes.
Holy mackerel, because you have layer upon layer, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it will be carpeted, and then so you'll have some of the original things and then some real high-tech things. I just cannot wait to come back and see, because it seems like it's really taking shape.
Be some big changes this summer.
And so for the all-school reunion, will people be able to sniff around here?
It'll be open.
Wonderful.
It'll be wide open. Yes.
It'll be wide open.
Yes.
Well, we'll just invite people to check it out the last weekend in June for the all-school reunion. And I thank you so much for joining us, and we'll definitely be back.
Come back again.
Okay, thank you. Until next time.